Welcome to another episode of Husbands Watching Housewives. I'm Scott.
And I'm Jeff.
And we just watched an episode of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
It was still in Oceanside.
Still in Oceanside, but luckily they're leaving Oceanside.
Yes.
We want to take a moment to thank everyone. We're loving it. We're getting comments on our videos and on some of our shows. It's great. We really do appreciate it. We've had some people inform us about some of the things that we were ranting about in one episode and correcting us on others. So it's wonderful. We're pleased to have the interaction and keep it up.
Yeah, it's like we're not just talking to ourselves, we're talking to you, and we like interaction. And if you're saying like, you know what, that wasn't right, and I'm like, oh, you know what, that makes me think about this in a different way.
What?
And
and I do like that one of the comments kind of backed me up, and I was like, all right.
Of course you did.
Well,
of course you did.
Well, it's hard. You get on a tear sometimes.
Yeah, there were 2 episodes last week. I think it was Beverly Hills and Salt Lake where I just like got fired up, and I'm like, why am I so fired up? Because now, like a week later, I'm like,
well,
yeah.
Either way, that's what makes it enjoyable to watch the show and talk about it, and then again having people perspectives other than our own pop in here and there. That's always nice too. I mean, we're not going to listen to all of them, but no, it's very nice to have you guys. We appreciate it. So, follow, tell your friends. If you're a server, if you're a server at a restaurant, please tell your friends.
Yes.
If your name's Shannon, tell your friends.
All the Shannons.
Yes, we want
even Bedore.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't think she's going to tell her friends.
I don't think she'd listen to our podcast.
No.
Maybe Vicky would. She's so good. She treats podcasters so well.
She does.
She really does.
Does them favors.
Yes. Thank God for Vicky Humbleson. Mm-hmm. But anyway, on Beverly Hills, they picked up right with the Kyle and Dorit fight.
Yeah. So it actually kind of went somewhere in a bit. I liked that Kyle owned some things and said that, yes, I ice people out and I should stop doing that. I need to work. This is a teachable moment.
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of felt like the teachable moment was just kind of a little bit of like lip service to the thing. Like, I don't think either of them actually admitted what their problem is with each other.
Well, yes. I mean, let's just say it went in a good direction. Like it wasn't just like yell and storm off. I mean, Dorit did leave early, but I feel like she got, or so she says. I'm sure there's more to get off her chest, but she at least got some of it off. And, Kyle, they both apologized, although Kyle said it was kind of fake and probably was. And I think there was a certain degree of like, I just want this to end, and also this really should have been done like one-on-one and on a beach in a room somewhere, because the other woman, had to like listen to it, couldn't eat dinner.
Yeah.
And so it just, but it happened the way it happened. I think it's hilarious how they kept trying to like pull Erica into it. If I was Erica, I would have been like, after this, I'd be like, how about no? Like, I'm friends with both of you. I'm hearing both of you out. You don't need to like bring me in to an argument to make a point. That doesn't do anything. Like, Kyle and I are fine. Don't.
And honestly, I think Erica showed great restraint by not being like, look. Because I mean, in previous seasons, Erica would have lit her up.
Yeah, it's like, don't do that. Don't do that. That's not what I said. Yeah, she would have.
And I'm sure had it been someone else bringing her in other than Kyle or Dorit, she would have ripped them new ones and been like, how about you fight your own fights?
Exactly.
And read them back up and down, back and forth.
Exactly. Which is like, I'm going to give this girl some grace. Yeah. But only so much.
Because they're going through problems.
Right. And then Garcelle jumping with like, no.
If there's going to be something that gets me to like Garcelle more, it's going to be just her interjecting. Like, normally I really hate it. Like, you and I usually yell at the screen like, you're not even part of this.
Yeah.
But when Garcelle did it, it was like, all right, yeah. All right.
So they're like, no. No, what? No, I don't think that's right. You didn't actually apologize.
Yeah.
And then like that little back and forth, it's like, wow, you're just like not even hiding it. You do not like each other. No, like kissy, let's go to lunch. It was like, no. No, ma'am.
I can go for it. I like it.
Yeah.
I think later on when she puts herself into it, it didn't land very well. But,
yeah, we'll get to that.
Yes.
That's
so. What do we think about? I want to know how it had to have been on the call sheet. It was like, and now Garcelle and Kyle go to the front of the boat, and Sutton and Dorit go to the back of the boat. and then they pretend they're friends.
Well, Sutton was definitely trying to move some story this episode, and she's not that great at it.
Yeah, she's very mechanical.
Yeah. So, Dorit, Kyle, how do you feel today?
Yeah.
You know, it was just, but yes, it was like, yes, let's have bonding moments. Like, Kyle, you and, Garcelle are in a similar place about kids leaving the nest and finding out who you are as a woman beyond being a mother and a wife. Discuss.
Yeah.
And like, Dorit, you and Sutton, you're both, she's been where you are and separated, divorced. Discuss.
It was interesting when Sutton said that her son was the same age as Jagger is now. I didn't realize that Sutton's divorce was, so long ago, because all her children grown now?
Very, I think her son is the youngest, so I think he's either in college or about to go to college.
Right. So
yeah, because he was the one that the dad wouldn't let them film
originally. Yeah,
so that's why she was part time.
Yeah. So it's interesting. I thought that I guess Sutton's been on the show now for 4 years, 5.
20, this will be her fifth season. 4th as a housewife, full time. Yeah.
So it's interesting. I also like that you just counted from 2020 to 2024. But yes,
but it's 5 seasons.
I don't.
I had to think it out. Like, I just had to go back in my Rolodex. But yeah, so you want to do it's 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Oh, no, we're on 14. Yeah, 5. First season
14? Oh, season 14.
Yes.
I was like, now you're confused because it's 2024.
Okay,
I'm so confused.
Season 10, she was a friend.
Okay.
And 11 through 14, she is full time.
Got it. Okay. All right. But yeah, that means that she was divorced maybe 5 years before that then. So.
Yes.
Wow, Sutton's been on a long time now. It's just so weird to think of.
Yeah, when they showed that clip of like her first season with the Let the Mouse Go thing, I'm like, wow, that was so long ago, and
yeah,
I remember she was like I thought like, wow, that's a lot. like she broke down in tears, like, let the mouse go. It was like, whoa. And then she like cried because she felt bad for making Teddi cry. Like, she cried a lot her first season. She was just kind of like, but she was new and not used to the whole thing. And
I like that in this episode, they just weren't hiding how much vodka she was pouring into things.
Oh my gosh.
And then other people besides Kyle and Dorit were like pointing out, like,
Erica was like, damn.
Yeah. And then I think Garcelle was like, you got some vodka in that?
Yeah.
Like in the morning when they're in their hotel room. I was like, oh, okay.
That's going to be a montage.
I think it will be. It was actually interesting when the flashback between Sutton and Dorit, when Dorit, Sutton was doing her whole thing where she wouldn't let Dorit answer the question.
Yes.
And it was weird to hear Dorit freak out in the exact same manner that Kyle did with, will you just let me answer the question?
Yeah.
Like, it's very much, I don't know, it just showed that Sutton has a way of arguing with people.
Yes, it was the name and then it was repeat. And it's like, what do you think that's going to get you in this argument? Because it just makes you seem a little nutty.
Yeah.
Because you're not saying anything. Yeah, I liked both conversations. I think I like that Garcelle and Kyle are cool, and that Garcelle was vulnerable, and that's interesting. That whole idea of do I want a partner? Do I not want one? Like, who am I going to be when my kids are gone? And do I need somebody in my life? And I have everything professionally, but now what? So I was like, okay, I was cool with that. And
when she shed her little tear, though, I was thinking, acting.
I didn't think that, and I'm not a Garcelle fan.
Sorry, I'm going to sneeze. I'm trying not to. No, keep talking. I'll just be over here. We'll cut it to
scratching up your face.
Yeah, here, I'm just a mute.
Okay. Bless you.
Thank you. Yeah. People might not even see that or hear that. We might do some editing. We'll see how I feel tomorrow. I'm coming down with a cold, and I'm trying to make it through my work party that's coming up because they give away a lot of cool gifts and like raffles and stuff, and I just need to make it through to Thursday night. So I got some NyQuil percolating in me right now. I'm going to rest up and...
I suddenly forgot what I'm going to wear to that.
I recommend clothes.
I really hate that your party is so dressy and mine is not, and it's so much easier.
I mean, we could do a sweater combo. Well, we can figure it out.
Okay. Well, we'll talk.
Yeah,
let's
yeah.
Let's not bore the people. I liked Garcelle. I didn't think that was acting.
No, I don't think it was fully acting. I don't know. I feel like if it could be acting where it's like, well, I could cry. I feel like I might cry right now. Yeah, I'll go ahead and cry.
I'm gonna let myself cry.
Exactly. That's what I mean.
No, I'm gonna reserve my Garcelle shade till later.
So I don't. It is an interesting question, but while she was asking it, I was just like. And I do understand, especially as a parent, not that we're parents, but like as a parent who's, spent your entire life parenting and then, your entire, relationship wifing, and then you don't have these things anymore. Like it is like, okay, what do I do? Like,
yes.
But I don't know. I feel like I would be thrilled to find out. Like, it's really too raw and fresh with Kyle. So I get why Kyle will be a little like stunted in that.
And in limbo too.
Yeah.
No.
For Garcelle to be like, I don't know what I want to do. It's like, girl, figure it. Go find out. Like, like if you feel like you want to go fly to the Maldives, fly to the Maldives. You feel like, not that she said that, I'm just saying, like, go your heart's content. You have means and you have, but I know she's trying to stick around for her kids. And, that's probably a little in limbo for her is like what that relationship will be like. But yeah, I would be kind of excited about it.
I could see, being excited, but also being scared because it's like, facing when there's not a lot of noise going on, kids or husbands or whatever, then it's just you with yourself. And it's like, well, what now? And there's nothing to distract. I have to really focus on me and who I am. And I think for a lot of people that can be scary. So, yeah. Yeah,
I think because you and I kind of do the same thing with or without each other. Like, I feel like I wouldn't be all that lost. I mean, like, I'm saying like if you went like on a vacation for a week without me or something.
Oh God, that's crazy.
I know.
Why would I do that?
But like, or let's say you had to go on a work trip for like 2 weeks. And
oh God, why would I do that?
I don't know. I'm just saying. Like, I would find 2 weeks and be like, woo. I'm playing video games and doing what the hell I want. Like, and I know it's a whole different thing than what Garcelle's saying. Just saying though that like
Ooh, really?
Go figure it out.
You would be sad.
I'd be sad, but I mean I wouldn't be celebrating.
It would be so weird not to like
it'd be an adjustment.
We are not codependent, but I just like being with him all the time. Not all the time. We go to work, certain places and whatever.
Yeah. People accuse us of codependency, and I'm sure
who are these people?
Nearly everyone we know. I'm sure, like on some therapy level that neither of us are aware of, but probably has some codependency there. But like we just genuinely like hanging out with each other.
It's called marriage. Yeah.
And also I think that's some of it. A lot of people call marriage something completely different than
we call totally, it. Yes. And they're wrong. Yes.
Back to Garcelle.
Yeah.
And it actually kind of also bumps into Bose as well because we learned that she's dating someone.
Yes. And then it took a long time for her to find a good person after her husband died. And
right.
She was with that conversation about grifters. That was the bonding between Erica and Bose and Jennifer. Like, yeah, those grifters out there, man. It's like, oh.
But I mean, it's interesting because, like, I can see what Kyle's saying is like, am I just going to be alone, like, for the rest of my life? Because, like, the whole idea of finding someone else to be with, and especially when you have, what dating now for her would look completely different than it ever did.
Yes.
People know who she is. And although I venture to say not many straight men know who she is. If she's still dating men.
Yeah. You saw she recently went on I wouldn't say a coffee date, but she was getting coffee with Morgan and Rena.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah, there was like paparazzi with them. Anyways, because I was like, because she doesn't talk about Morgan, I for some reason thought that they like not split, but like weren't as close, but I don't know.
Right, they just didn't hang out anymore.
Right, but I was like, oh, and then like Rena in the mix. I'm like, that's random. Sorry, I digress.
But no, it's an interesting thing because like, Garcelle as well, like, she could go on dates, but then like I don't know, it'd just be so disjointed, the question of like, are they fighting me for fame or, whatever, but that's what Raya's for, I guess.
I guess so. By the way, I just noticed, speaking of like putting vodka in things, I drink a lot of water on this podcast and it is water.
Oh, are you worried people thinking it's vodka?
I don't, yeah. Not well. I thought it was funny.
Am I going to start sniffing your glasses now? Are you secretly drinking vodka?
No. Can you imagine it's like straight vodka in this? No, it is water.
Yeah.
But I like, because my voice, throat gets dry and, but I'm like, wow, I think in every video I'm always like drinking. That's why I bring water up here each time. But
I think that's a weird place to go. It's not like, when you're watching The Late Show or something that you're like, they must be drinking vodka. You're like,
yeah, we were just because we were talking about wearing vodka and stuff, and I realized I drink a lot, and people were like, must be like, what's he drinking? If they're watching the video, if you're on spot, if you're listening to this, then okay.
Yeah.
But anyways, it's water.
What I don't understand though is why you have the bottle of Grey Goose behind your chair. That's really the part that baffles me. But okay, go ahead with your water.
Just security.
All right. It's there in case I need it.
But yeah, I really thought the Sutton and Dorit conversation was nice, but I was like, this is really heavy. The whole like, girl, I'll be there for you in the courtroom, and I've been through it. And I was like, this is going to go awry at some point. Like, it was just so like, I want to pull you aside, Dorit, because you've been going through it. And then when Dorit was like, Sutton, it's tough. And like they're all like, well, me too. And I was like, this won't last.
Well, but I mean, you've had conversations with, friends that you're, like out of left field, like, why is this conversation happening? And you've had to sit there and go, okay, this conversation is happening.
Yes. But if I was Dorit, I'd be like, what? We're not friends.
Well, but what I'm saying is that you haven't turned to those people who've had those conversations and been like, oh, why are we having this conversation?
No.
You sat there and went, oh, okay.
No, you have that conversation in your head. Why is this happening?
Well, so you're not on a reality.
Yes, but I was like, yeah, no. This is as close as we're getting to it. But yeah, I was like, this is weird. I don't, yeah. So yeah, there was like many like bonding boat moments, and then like Kyle and Dorit like moved forward a bit, and there were more apologies, and Kyle like almost cried, and so that was nice that there was some momentum, and like some as Dorit said, she was cautiously optimistic,
right.
Like let's go towards this, but then because Kyle told Garcelle that PK reaches out to her. And we see in the preview for next week, Garcelle telling Sutton, Sutton's going to drop that at the right moment to piss off Dorit, and Dorit's going to like take it in a way that's not meant to be taken.
Part of me wonders if it's true, like, because Kyle has said that it's just memes and stuff.
Right.
So I do wonder if Kyle purposely said that to Garcelle to see if it's going to get back to her so that
what is this, New York?
Yeah, no, so that Dorit will actually freak out, and Kyle can say, it's just memes and stuff. Calm down.
Yeah.
So.
Unless they cut out the part where she said that to Garcelle, because.
Oh, true.
Garcelle was so shocked, and Kyle's like, yeah. Yeah.
I mean, if that's the case, I mean, me and half of your friends send memes to each other.
Yeah, like.
Behind your back.
What?
I guess
you?
They're not getting divorced, neither are we, but,
Yeah.
So.
How dare you, Shauna? So then we moved.
It's really me and Richard.
I believe
we're
that.
Memeing galore.
Oh, 100%. I believe that.
And Sinclair. Oh.
And also believe that he's not going to listen to this. But 100%. So yeah, then they went to another dinner.
No, before they went to another dinner, they crawled around on that boat at the boatiest boat speed. Like, did they just like pull out of the harbor and then like spin it around and come back? Did they do like a Wendy?
Oh God, we've totally forgot about Sutton and the captain, who
Theo.
Yeah,
Captain Theo
with his muscular arms.
They made. I mean, it's nice to see a horny housewife on the Real Housewives. Like, without Luann and Sonia around, it's a nice refresher.
Oh, if that had been Luann and Sonia, they would have dry humped him by now.
Oh yeah. I thought first off it was. One, I don't think he was that attractive. Two, maybe his biceps in real life were like hunchy.
I couldn't really see them.
I couldn't see them either. His voice was just a voice.
He seemed short too.
Yeah.
Or about her height.
Yeah. So, but maybe. Yeah. What I did like is that Kathy was just like, oh, you should help her off the boat. Like, Kathy was setting her up on it.
Bag legs. Yes.
That was like cute. But when Sutton was like, will you give him my phone number? Like, what in the cafeteria hell is
right? Yeah. Just be like, thank you, Captain, and here's my number. Like,
why that would have been way classier.
Yeah, but sure.
Yeah, exactly. So,
Yeah,
but yeah,
I handled that.
Yeah, but it was cute, and maybe we'll see more from Captain Theo later this season. Yeah. So maybe he's like, maybe I'll get a guest maybe I'll get a guest hosting gig on Below Deck or something.
Below Deck Oceanside.
Yeah,
where they just like take passengers around slowly. No, there's something else. Oh, when she said, "I want him to dock his boat," I was like, "Who did Javi give you that line?"
I don't know.
Like that was just so like, oh.
Again, I'm. It just is a very juvenile joke. Like
and that her like wording, "I'll lock him to dock his boat in the harbor."
It's very, very porny, but also at the same time, it reminded me of that whole like that joke. The mommy, turn on your headlights. Daddy's car is parking your garage. Do you remember that joke?
No.
There's a whole series of them. It's mommy, turn on the whatever. Daddy's snake is crawling through your grass. Like there's a whole.
Yeah, what is this from?
From being a kid. It's just a very juvenile thing. I remember thinking it was like a typical third grader joke for me back in the day.
No, I've never heard this, but...
Well, next time Kevin's in town, we'll tell you all of them.
Lovely.
And you can roll your eyes. But yeah, it's a very juvenile kind of thing to say, but like, I don't know. It made me feel a little dirty.
I love that. Yeah, it was weird. I loved that when she's like, I was going for Grace Kelly, and like, was it Jennifer said, like, I like your JoJo Siwa ponytail?
yeah. I'm glad we got to hear Jennifer Tilly's true laugh. I think it's her self-deprecating laugh because she doesn't use it around the women, but when she's like in a confessional or like by herself, she'll be all like, "Oh, and that's gonna be a really good idea." Oh. So good. I live for it.
I liked her, like, trying to follow like the fight. Like, so it goes back years, and I don't understand what's happening, but I just want to eat my salad.
They were mouthing back and forth to each other, like,
yeah. When was that?
Yeah.
A while ago, girl.
Yeah, like it makes me wonder how often that's going on off camera that they just don't show, but this time they're showing it because it's just like, what else?
I love side conversations during fights, like in scene at reunion. It's just so funny,
right? Well, and then that's where we can just jump to it.
Yeah. So, okay. A few things. Like, I love Teddi.
Right.
But let's keep Teddi's name out of your mouth.
Yeah.
Like, why do you keep bringing her into this conversation? The fact that they did a flashback where Dorit said, like, her and I, no Dorit, it's she and I are not that close. Like, okay, got it. Of course, Kyle's like, oh, really? But like, you're not close. You're friends, but you're not close. And so cut to she reposted something to generously help that poor John Mellencamp, get his career started. And then Garcelle had to call her out. I'm like, what was the gotcha moment there? You cannot be close friends with somebody and like, do something dumb like reposting something. Right. I do it all the time.
Well, I think that they were doing more of a disservice to Garcelle by showing that than they were, because it was not a gotcha moment.
It wasn't.
It did not land, and I think the way that it awkwardly landed and they left all that in was just to show that maybe Garcelle's a little obsessed with Teddi.
A little rent free.
Yeah.
Like, that's Garcelle on Reddit talking about John Mellencamp's son-in-law's wife.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, it was just...
Or soon-to-be ex-wife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just so, like, weird. And, like, Dorit didn't blink. She's like, yeah, like, we're not. But I posted that video. And
so weird.
I don't understand, like, we should... Thinking that it's hypocritical. Like, what's hypocritical about it?
Well, I mean, I think it's because the night before, that was later, when it was later at the very end when Sutton brings up what Erica was saying during the dinner.
Right. But like, it's also what Garcelle was saying by reposting that, and the night before saying like, we're not close, but then reposting a video makes her hypocritical. I mean, I
think the way Dorit was talking made it seem as though she doesn't like Teddi at all. Which kind of is what it sounded like, but
is that more like we're friends, but we're not close?
Yeah, and
I really I cannot wait for Teddi's response to this on TTs. Like,
Well,
and I didn't think that they were close because, like, whenever Teddi talks about her, there's always like a little bit of disdain, you know?
Well, and she's already said that, like, you know, she and Kyle are close. Like, they hang out, they call each other, they
she
talk.
and Erica are close.
Yeah, like they go do stuff together.
Yeah.
Like she and Dorit they're not like up on their princess phones at night, you know, kicking their feet behind their head, talking, oh, hey girl, what's up? You know?
Right. Now I want to know about her relationship with Rinna.
Whose relationship? Teddi's?
Teddi's.
Oh.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
So, well, with Camille coming on next week, maybe Rinna will come in. So, who are we missing?
Well, yeah, that was basically the dinner, the not gotcha. And then,
well, the dinner was Sutton and her little Girl Scout
team, my Lord.
Which I thought was funny that Erica was like, what are we, like, are we at Girl Scout camp?
Are we at cheer camp? Are we at brownies? Like, it was just so like, and now we are sisters, bonded forever ever.
The fact that her glam girl was just like, that's long-winded. Like,
right?
She wrote it out by hand.
In her Sutton book.
And then put it into her phone.
Or did she take a picture of it?
Which was funny.
Like, we are forever bonded.
And what was funny is that the next day when she said, what I was just trying to say was that was 10 times more powerful and to the point than that entire diatribe, well, I guess monologue that she wrote.
Well, and also, like, they couldn't tell that she was being real or not, if she's being funny or not. And
even Garcelle was like, lost me on that.
Yeah, they were like they had like the church giggles. They're like, I think she's serious, but I can't not laugh because it sounds so dopey. And when you bring out the ribbon, it's just,
And Bo's like, am I marrying Sutton right now?
Yes,
that's me, Mrs. Sutton.
That's what you see at like marriage ceremonies. Like, we are wrapped forever. It's so that's done there too. No, keep your ribbons at home.
I think there's a certain type. I mean, that's something I don't see with guys, gay guys or straight guys for sure, or straight guys. But I think there is a certain type of like woman that like buys into that, like a sorority type girl, who like really gets into that whole kind of, you know, pledge and like, I vow to be best friends forever. And
the sisterhood, like, you don't really, no, not really. I was trying to like make it work, but no, there's no sisterhood. This is just like friendly coworkers. Let's just call it what it is.
But I mean, the intention is nice, you know, that she wants to just have a season. And that's why, as much as I don't think Dorit and Kyle have really moved past their beef with each other, I'm just glad that they're going to pretend for a little while, hopefully, fingers crossed, so that every episode isn't tense. Like, I'd like to see the fun happen. And
right. But even like Dorit said, like, there's more conversations that of course she did. There's more conversations that need to be had. So it's just like, this is a starting off point. And hopefully it doesn't get derailed. But I swear to you now, it will when Dorit finds out that Kyle talks to PK. It's going to be taken the total wrong way. So. Yeah. But if I was Kyle, I would say, well, what about you and Mo? I read the tablets. So anyways, cut to them in I was so glad they didn't take that bus or Sprinter van all the way back home. Oh yeah. Like, and the fact that Sutton like hired a private plane because she gets all that alimony. But
it was Sutton who hired the plane? I didn't catch that. I guess
maybe it was Kathy.
I figured it was Kathy.
Trip. Yeah. It'd be Kathy. Yeah. But I didn't again understand why Sutton was trying to make a thing out of it and bringing Erica into it again. Of like, and you could tell she was like, why are you doing this? Like, what are you saying? It was an aside to Kyle, and she wasn't like talking shit about Dorit behind her back. She was just like, I don't think she said that, right. You know, and it was just, you know, it wasn't a huge deal. But Sutton, like, maybe too much vodka.
Could be.
Amplified it.
And she didn't sleep very well.
Right. And she got the allergies and she didn't have the nose spray.
Totally thought of our friend Shannon. Shannon goes through nasal spray.
Oh, does she?
More. Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I told Shannon she needs to listen to our New York episode. She said, well, I have to watch the episode first. And I was like, nah, really, that one you don't
Not
need.
Really.
This one she'll need to watch.
Yes.
Yeah, I just, Sutton has something in her head about how she wants this to go. And she wants to, like, kind of, I think, be the peacekeeper and, like, unite everybody and kind of just, like, make this be a really fun season, or, you know, make it, there's ways she wants it to go, and she's just not It's just not how this works.
No, you can't like make it go. It just has to naturally go because now you're producing and we don't like that.
Right.
See New York. Like just don't.
You know what what Sutton could do is some pranks. I hear that.
Oh my God.
Well.
If she and Garcelle do it, I cannot. I cannot. But then Garcelle jumps in of like, we should be able to call each other out. It's like, on what? There's nothing to call out. And again,
well, I think it's rich because it sounds to me what they're saying is like, let's not say these things behind each other's backs. Let's say it at the time that we think of it.
Yes.
Says the two women that do nothing but give their peace of mind
in their confessionals.
Yeah.
They talk all their shade in confessionals. So take your own advice.
Yeah.
And also it's a valid point to not talk about each other behind your backs when it's an actual thing that matters.
Yeah.
And then of course, Garcelle being Garcelle had to throw in that like little dig at Teddi, like, is she like, stop it.
What was the final dig at Teddi?
When she said, like, it's not about Teddi.
Oh.
And she's like, I'm sure Teddi's gonna be thrilled about that.
Oh.
And I was like, shut up, Garcelle.
Yeah.
Like, it's
but it's true. Like, I think they were getting hung up on the whole Teddi thing and just like, no, that's not what it was about.
She loved like throwing in that shade. Like,
I mean, there's no such thing as bad press. So the more they say Teddi's name on that show,
I would just love it, just to see people's heads explode, namely Garcelle's, if Teddi came back in some capacity.
Yeah.
Even like doing like a Camille cameo. I would love it.
I don't think I want her to come back as a Camille cameo next week. I want Teddi in a much nicer place than what she gets next week. So...
Agreed. But yeah, that back and forth with Sutton and Dorit of like, and Dorit saying like, were you not saying you want to be there for me? Now you're all like, and like, getting pissed off because I raised my voice at you. And
she really did raise her voice at her though. I was waiting to see who did it first. And I was like, oh, that was definitely Dorit.
Yeah. With her scrunchie on her arm.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, I think that this NyQuil is starting to kick.
Oh, you're feeling it.
So I'm starting to feel it.
I feel you're trying to wrap up. And I'm like, oh.
So, I mean, I can sit here and just kind of doze off. If you want to keep going, I can be like, oh, what?
Medicine affects you so quickly as compared to me.
Yeah. It's because I'm waiting for it. I'm like, please take me to the sweet slumber of NyQuil land. Let me have the most messed up dreams while I'm tossing and turning, trying not to cough to death.
You're not coughing.
Well, not yet.
Yeah.
It's mainly the other things that I don't want in my face.
Right. You should do the neti pot tonight.
Oh, I'm not doing that. That's last resort. It's last resort stuff.
It's last resort stuff. You're pushing the neti pot on.
Well, right, because you have to work on like weeks in advance, just to take care of yourself when you have a cold. You're like, oh, no. Also, you won't take medication. You're like, no, I already took some 3 days ago. I'm good.
No, you're like, pound back the NyQuil and the Dayquil, and I'm like, I'm doing as it recommended every 4 hours.
No, whenever you're awake, take more.
That's insane. And I also NyQuil makes you feel like really groggy the next day.
I push through it. But that's also why I took some at 9 o'clock at night so that I could make sure I'm not like totally out of it in case I go to work. I'm gonna go to work in the morning. I have to go to work in the morning, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's where I'm going to edit the show in the morning. I have to go to work in the morning.
There you go. Bring it back to the show.
All right.
Okay.
But, I mean, until next time.
Till next time.